Morning, children. Good day. Hello. How are you? We are him. We are back. How's everyone doing?
Hey y'all, hey y'all.
Up in the building.
What's up, y'all?
How has everyone's week been? Lord, I have done nothing but like I normally do my schoolwork. Midterms have finally ended. I mean, I feel like I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm trying to go home to Philly soon. Like, y'all have no idea. What have y'all been doing this week?
You know me, I really need to get my schoolwork together, but I'm so happy because it's no shade. I've been running these streets and I've been kind of getting my life again. So like, I love it.
I've just been working, but I know that I mentioned me going to college in a previous episode, but I want to let you guys know that I have been formally accepted into Fordham University, and I am very, very, very excited. I start school in the spring semester, and so you'll maybe see a different side of me on social media because I'm not going to be, 9 to 5 Aaron. I'm going to be working towards his future Aaron. So I'm very, very excited about that. So that's consumed my week, just excitement and, trying to figure out what classes that I'm going to register for first and, what have you. So that's basically been my life right now.
Oh, he a student. Start twerking on the handstand.
I want to say congratulations because for people who are transplants and like, you really have to be connected or have a reason to be in New York, or I feel like your life just kind of breezes and goes and, breezes in the wind. So I'm really proud of you because that's something that you wanted to do before you came. And just to accomplish that, I want to say thank you for letting us be a part of this journey with you. And I can't wait. Because it's just no shade. I'm going to be there.
Right.
I'm going to be on campus with you, being a hoe.
Yes.
Let me tell you, because I moved here in August and Malik has visited me like 30 times. He has found a man on my campus. He has took up a snack drawer. He keeps his stuff at my place. Like, I live in a damn dorm. I don't even got room for clothes. I got a clothing rack like I work at Saks. Like, I'm trying to figure out. He has all... Look, it's a shared...
I'm here to stay.
He stays no matter what. I mean, Lord.
But good stuff, though.
So, yes, that is... I'm so excited. I'm just so happy for Aaron. Like,
Thanks, guys.
yes.
And she was being so dramatic via text message but the prior weeks before, like, oh, girl.
I hope I get in.
I'm not going to get in.
Right. I was nervous.
And now Malik was out here twerking on the handstand when he got up.
Right.
Just saw his skinny self just twerking on the handstand. But Stevie, what you been up to? You all quiet church mouse?
Well, listen, I brought us in. I could be as quiet as I want to. Listen, I've just been getting ready for my trip across the country to Vegas, and I've just been preparing for that, shopping, getting my stuff together. I'm excited. This is probably like the 5th time I'm gone. But I am just ready for vacation. I need it. And that's pretty much it. Like, I just need this vacation and the time to fly for me to go there and just turn up in Vegas.
I think that one important thing about living in New York is vacationing and just taking a step away from living in New York City. So yeah, I think it's really, really important, and that's the survival to sustain yourself here and just to be the best person is to like take time away from the city. So I can't wait till you get back.
Yeah, bitch.
Yes, he is going away. We're all staying here. I'm trying to get my own damn vacation going. Mm-hmm. But let's get into the show. I'm tired of over hearing y'all good news because I ain't had shit to do. So let's talk about our parents and the way their relationship has shaped our relationships, whether it's friends, whether it's a lover, whether it's being a side piece, whether it's anything. How has your parents or someone that you looked up to as a father or parental figure shaped your relationships now and in the future? I mean, for myself, my parents are, on my mom's side, my parents are the only ones married. Well, was married for a very long time. So growing up, I didn't have too many married couples on my mother's side, and on my father's side, his whole family was married, but they were far, they moved away and things like that. So I saw my parents being married, and while their relationship to me was not the best, I just knew that there were certain things that I would change for my relationship. Whether it's as a partner, I don't want anyone that is super indecisive, can't make choices for themselves, always looking for you to have the answer. I knew, because I'm very much like my mother, and she has to deal with that, I didn't want that. Because one, that creates a whole lot of unnecessary stress in your relationship, and it's just a problem that I kind of don't feel like dealing with, a little bougie as it may sound. So what about y'all? Has something drastic in your parental figures relationship that drastically changed your outlook on relationships?
I think with me, the biggest thing has been I've watched my mother not only raise, me and my sister single-handedly and just by herself, but also kind of not only be the figure of the family, but take care of a grown-ass man, that being my daddy, and then, did it also with my stepdad. So how I feel this has affected me is that I'm very controlling in relationships. I feel like I will never leave my well-being or like just decisions up to my partner, just because I've seen my mom kind of like take care of herself, the relationship, and the kids all on her own, So I don't know. I think that's made me very controlling, because when I meet people, I'm like, oh, well, girl, we gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna decide this and this and this and this for all of us, for us both. Because I'm not even going to give you time to think about it or have time to think about it. So it's not really helpful when you're in a relationship, because, it's two to tango. So you have to have that other person's input, and to not have that person is quite selfish, not to have their input into it.
Listen, let me tell you
That
something.
was a very long and dramatic pause.
Because I'm about to get a little deep. Right. My biological dad has not been a part of my life, right? But my stepdad has stepped up and has been my dad since I was younger. I look at the relationship with him and my mother, my stepdad, like something that I do not want. And it's sad to say, but it's something that I live with. And the things that they do are something that I do not want in my relationship at all. And for me to live with them and to see it every day is very, very dramatic for me, and has taken me places that I'm just saying to myself, I can't have this in my relationship. Like, I just can't. And I love both of them dearly. But when it comes to their relationship and the way I outlook on relationships, I say to myself every time I look at them, like, I cannot have this. And again, I want to say that I love my parents, but the things that they do and the way that they treat each other sometimes, because my mom is very like calm, cool, and collected, and my dad is just like all over the place. And she tries to keep him centered, but it's like chaos for everyone when she's trying to keep herself centered, him centered, and her children together as well. You understand what I'm saying? And that right there is a problem for me. So I just say with them, I do not want that type of relationship. Love you guys, but no.
I just wanted to add that seems like, well, I don't know, because, everybody doesn't have the same life, but with single mothers, that seems to be, or not black mothers, and just people who have raised their mothers who have raised their children on their own, it seems like the mom has to be the whole fucking component. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, that's the motherboard of everything.
She holds it down.
Constantly, that's the only example that I've seen. And I'm going to have to admit that I've never had an example of healthy love ever presented in my life before. I feel like, and that's one of the reasons why I started going to therapy, is because I want to love myself in a healthy way, and I want to learn how to love someone else in a healthier way that I've been doing, and that's one of the biggest reasons as to why I started therapy. I started therapy about like maybe 3 weeks ago, and it's going well. But you really got to learn how to love yourself, because it's connected to how you love other people as well, which is it's important to mention.
I think that my relationship with my parents, and then also just seeing them interact with each other, has made me into kind of I'd say a starburst, a juicy contradiction. My parents have gotten divorced twice, and they stayed divorced the second time, and they were interesting together. My mother is very, very in touch with her emotions. She flies by the seat of her pants, and emotions tend to drive her decisions. And I'm like her in that aspect. I'm very vocal about how I feel. If I feel something, it's all over my face, and you never have to guess how I'm feeling about something. And I do let emotions drive my decisions. Sometimes something I'm trying to, get a better rein on. But my father, he does not communicate well. He is very, when he shows his love, it's through doing something and being there for somebody and being like a solid rock. And I think I do that too. But the falling of my father is that he just doesn't communicate well, especially when he's angry or if it's a negative emotion. And I think I do that too. So it's like I'm very vocal about my emotions when they're happy emotions. When I love you or, whatever, I feel affection for you, I'm all in your face about it. I'm always telling you, I'm always, what have you. But then when I'm angry, I shut down completely. I don't, I'm very one word answer. I don't want to talk about it, what have you. But what I do is that I still show that I care about you through action. I'll be there for you anyway, even though you're pissing me off, and I don't want to talk about it at all. And that can damage relationships. And so I'm just trying to find that happy medium between the two because, seeing them together, it's so crazy how you say that I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm just not. But you grew up like they shaped you. This is the first example of anything that you've seen is your parents. And so even when you don't want it to, or you don't even consciously notice it, characteristics that your parents had when you were growing up, you start to see them more when you get older. And not to say that it's something that can't be changed, but it's something that does happen. And so that's something I had to realize, I'm not so different from my father like that I thought I was. So.
Yeah, and I want to touch on what Malik was saying earlier when he was saying that he wanted to bring forth a healthier relationship with love in general. But I was just thinking to myself, love to me is an unhealthy type of experience all in itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, you put yourself, you're giving yourself to a person. So it's not healthy to depend on just one sole person for all your needs. And I think with love, you have to do that in order to get anything out of it. So for me, I feel like it's healthier for me to just love myself and be by myself than it is to love somebody, because then it's going to turn somewhat into an unhealthy relationship. Yeah. And you're going to have to fight every single day to upright the balance, to change the balance, to make sure at night when you both go to sleep that while it was an unhealthy day, it turned into a healthy night or it ended healthily.
I guess what I can change about what I said is more so saying how to kind of deal with being in those awkward spaces with your partner and your lover. Because like you said, one thing that I find out, or that I find very interesting, is that masculine men can be so toxic when they are upset or angry, or they're not aware of what emotion they want to show.
Yes, very true.
And one thing that me and the guy that I was dating, the last, when I spoke about him on episode 1, it was an issue where he would literally shut down and wouldn't communicate, but be so destructive to everything that it would be hard for me to even interact with him, to a point where he stonewalled me out the motherfucker. I could have no access to him. So I guess more so with therapy, it's just going there to be able to be comfortable in those places. Because to be honest, even though I don't mind confronting people, I have an issue with being upset with people that I love. Mm-hmm. So if I have an attitude with you, or I have a problem with you, I am going to be in a frenzy until we get add clarification to it. Because again, I am so uncomfortable in spaces of anger in itself, because I'm not an angry person. It's very rare that I'd be don't get me wrong, I'll turn up, I'll cuss the girls out. Mm-hmm. But for me to be livid and for me to be angry, it's very far in between. But it's hard to be angry at someone you love. You know what I'm saying? And then also I'm one of those type of people that when I am in a relationship, it's given very much of, okay, well, girl, it's not that serious. But yes, it is that serious, So you can't always be that person to give in and just oh, well, we're going to call this one, because I don't want to feel like fighting,
Yeah. I mean, my anger is quiet. My anger is silence. The more upset I become, the more I withdraw to where, you can tell if I'm really, 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 really angry if I'm not saying anything at all, because I'm very vocal, and I need to do better with, communicating my anger to work through it, because if I'm just silent and not talking about it, it's not going anywhere. And really all I'm doing is feeding it because I'm just thinking about it, so that's definitely something that I need to work on.
And I'm sorry, just from my last situation, it got to a point where like I had literally had to walk away because it's like, okay, girl, well, if you ain't saying nothing, the only next thing I can do, bitch, is throw these hands.
Right.
So it becomes an even more volatile situation than it already is. And I think sometimes, like, us as gay black men, we don't know how to communicate. And if we can't fuck, the only last thing we can do is fight, bitch.
Throwing them hands, throw them bows on them.
So that's the equation that we're left with. But yeah.
And that ends up being a domestic situation.
Exactly.
And you don't want that. So
exactly.
You need to find any way to not have that. But I feel like communication, I think with everyone's story, communication is the biggest key. And I feel like with our community, not even just being the gay community, but just black community in whole, therapy is always viewed in a negative light. So to get therapy, it's like something wrong with you, you crazy, and you need. I feel like therapy is good for everyone. Therapy helps with communication, helps with
I know, acclimation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It helps learning who you are. So therapy, one, don't be ashamed to get it, seek it, talk to yourself, give yourself your damn therapy. Like, do something, because communication is key. And without communication, your relationship won't fail, because at some point in time, y'all going to need to communicate to get through a certain problem. And y'all can't be throwing hands because y'all can go to jail.
Yeah. I just think that, I'm always open about therapy. Therapy has been great. Like, I just started, so I'm not going to be like, oh, I've been going to therapy for 3 years. But I'm in it because I want to stop smoking. Like, I smoke a lot of weed and I want to stop. And also, again, just I want to like learn a better me and love myself better, just because I think that I'm not there yet, and I want to be. I realize that there's an issue, and I need to fix it. So yeah, if you live in New York City, I'm actually gonna get Trey to post the facility that I go to, and they accept all types of insurances. So like, if you don't know, or if you can't get on Google, I'm definitely down to like refer all the girls. So I'll put that on the site. But yeah.
And with communication, I just feel like when you're in a relationship, it depends on the type of person you're with. So for some people, I know my parents are very opposite. My mother is somewhat high strung. She shows emotion. She'll tell you how it is, how she likes it, what she wants. And my dad is very much, oh, that's fine. Oh, that's okay. That goes with the flow. So could you date somebody that you're a total opposite of? Whether it's your political views, whether it's the way your outlook on life, the way you want to raise your children, the way you want to live, whether you want to travel and that person doesn't. Could you date somebody that you always had to communicate with to fix whatever balance is off? Because I know that I probably could. I would have to work through the communication by myself first, learning how to communicate with somebody else. But I could. I don't know about political views, because if you have voted for Donald Trump, I'm just going to tell you right now, I won't even let you type hi in my DMs.
It's very much a get the fuck off my couch. Like,
leave me alone, bitch.
For me, I'm trying to figure out, are people open enough to venture to somebody that is not the same as them, or are we all just dating our twins?
Yeah.
I'm all open for dating someone who's different than me, because I like to learn. I feel like with relationships, you have to learn from the person that you're with. I want to take like every situation and like say that I've learned something from this. I don't want someone who's just like me, because sometimes I can't take me sometimes. Like, it's just a situation, like I just can't take it. But with my partner, whoever I'm with, I want them to be completely different from me. I don't want anything the same as Steven, because Steven already knows who he is, and I'm trying to learn more about the person that I'm with than to learn about somebody who's already like me. That makes sense.
It does.
It does? Okay. I just wanted to know.
I love you. I think me and Trey were talking about the guys that I date, and I think that the guys, the men that I date, and I think they're all different, which is great. I don't date outside of my race. I like to always make it interesting. Like, I mean, I haven't tried to date outside of my race, but I don't have the desire to.
Look, he said his penis does not get hard for anybody that is not a mocha, a chocolate, or a cocoa. So
Yeah.
you white men, I'm sorry, don't enter his DMs.
I just got on the light skinned girls. Like, I'm totally
Light
like,
skin girls are the best girls.
you know,
sometimes.
I'm totally like a dark skinned guy, and but no, like, I think that one thing that I've learned from the guys that I've dated thus far is patience, if anything, because the black man does not move on anyone else's time but his own. And you would think I know that, but just like, again, dating another person, it's crazy. But one thing I've also learned is, and that I've accepted, is that Malik, you're a human being that constantly changes all the time, every hour, you know, biologically. So why is it so hard to understand change when it's presented in the relationship, you know? So that's something that I've really, really been trying to work on, is just understanding that that person is as fallible and as human as I am. And just to bring it down and to realize that everybody's not perfect, because I'm slightly demanding, like, and I'm not afraid to say that, but that's just because I'm a badass bitch, you know, like, I'm one of those type of people. I go up to bat for who I love, like my friends and my family. That's why I go as hard as I do. But at the same time, I can chill a little bit, you know, like damn, bitch, like
bring it down.
Yeah, so that's what I will say I learned.
I want to say yes, that I could date somebody who was different from me, but what my mind presents when I think about it is a whole lot of non-negotiables. So, like, I mean, to slightly touch on politically, if our political worldviews don't match, then I'm probably not going to be interested in nothing you got to say. But in my head, it's like that's minor when compared to, I don't know, I carry a thirst for knowledge and adventure. You know, I want someone who enjoys, like, reading a book, who enjoys, you know, like, seeing more than what's just in front of us every day. Someone who's not mentally stagnant. And that can have so many different definitions and presentations. So I don't want to just blanket say, no, I wouldn't, you know, if you don't read books, you know, I would, but it's like, you know, you can consume in a completely different way that's still interesting to me. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it would just have to be like a case by case basis. But I just feel like, you know, you overall be open to learning, be open to being wrong, be open to becoming more than what you already are. Because that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm wrong a lot, and I am problematic a lot, and I am stupid a lot. And I know that, you know, and I'm open to being wrong and, you know, what have you. And I think that has to be a thing for the person that I'm dating. Otherwise, I'm just looking at you like you're sitting there, you're like stagnant water, and that's boring to me. So
I can't say the full story, but I was out with my friend the other day, and we were talking, and I was saying, like, I'm willing to put up, like, all black men come with a bullshit. Like, let's go ahead and put that motherfucking fact on the table, you know? Now that we have acknowledged that, I am willing to put up with some of the bullshit, but it's just like, also, girl, like, bitch, no, girl, I ain't dumb. Like, I'm not boo-boo the fool. Like, and people know that they do certain behavior, and they're aware of it, and they sit in it, and they enjoy it. And for me to be spiritual enough and intelligent enough to realize that through your vibes and through your communication, you are really fucking trying my pussy. Like, for me to not think that I don't fucking know. So like I said, I understand that there's always going to be like, it's going to be trials with getting to know someone. But there are some times when I felt like I've dated people who, oh, well, girl, this is it, bitch. You can take it or leave it. No, girl. No. So yeah.
Let me tell y'all, if y'all could have seen his face, he looked like he was about to, something was about to come out.
Bitch took
like
off her shades and everything,
Yes.
child. Listen.
It was getting heated in here, and we will be right back. Let us cool off for a second.
Hey y'all, this is Malik. Make sure to check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Him Podcast, and step into our world at himpodcast.com.
Hey y'all, we back. Look, it got a little heated. People was getting hot, a little thirsty. We had to sweat. We was taking glasses off, shawls, jackets, shoes,
Bracelets.
Yes, everything was coming off. Not in the way that y'all was thinking.
Yeah.
No, we ain't giving that over here, child.
We're not doing that right now.
No.
Okay,
Sister
but
Squad, bitch.
we wanted to come on back and just talk about. With dating somebody that is opposite you, that can come in many shapes and forms. Let's talk about race. There's a whole stigma. I know that if you date someone that is opposite of your race, that you aren't down for your people, that you aren't here for them. You look down on them. And for me, I don't see that to be the case at all.
No.
I think that you can love a white man, but also know that your people built this shit.
Right.
And they owe us. And you can remind your man and uplift and educate your man and still be in a loving, compassionate relationship and be happy.
And let's also add, like, if you are gonna date outside of your community, don't throw dirt on your own community, because I will get into that. But yeah.
Because look, it's a difficult balance. One, being black, being gay, and then dating a white man. It truly would be a difficult balance. You have to tee the line with your own community, with the person you're dating, but also being black and gay, you got to tee the line all the time. So you are always on your tippy toes trying not to break the glass. But sometimes it's worth it and sometimes it's not. But you gotta make sure you educate, you make sure you uplift your people while you uplift your man at the same damn time. Because if you don't do that, that shit ain't gonna work. Would y'all date somebody that's not not black?
My opinion on this is, I like to RSVP as pending. I'm still figuring that out.
That's a vanilla subject. That is all lives matter bullshit.
Here we go.
Get the real tea here,
Ding,
sir.
ding, ding.
The real tea is that I don't know.
Ooh.
Like I said before, it's a case by case basis. There are times when I look at white men and I'm like, wow, he's cute,
looks good.
probably racist. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, not racist.
And then there are times where I'm like, wow, I feel like he might, this might be a thing. Or, looking at, a Japanese guy, Native American guy, I have been attracted to, many different types of men. I'm not going to say all, because I probably haven't seen all types of men, but, when it comes to race and ethnicity, nationality, I've been attracted to many different types. When it comes to getting a relationship with them, that's, it's about picking apart your brain and how you see things and how you move through life, because that's a different experience. Being a black gay man is completely different from being a Japanese gay man, from being a white gay man, from, being a Native American gay man. We all have different narratives and experiences that shape us. And so I don't know. On the surface, yeah, because some of them be fine, but deeper, I'm not sure yet.
I will say that, living in Virginia, the white men are a lot different from living in New York City. So I would say, back when I lived in Virginia, white men weren't interested in dating black men. But here, the black man is like a commodity. And here, in New York. So it's just that's the thing to do here. I haven't participated. I haven't dated any white men, though I have some requests. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I haven't dedicated enough time to my brothers, I think that it's important to note that there's different ethnicities within the Black community. That so I'm still playing with that with living in New York, you know. But yeah, like I haven't, even though like I would, but it would be weird because I say nigga a lot, like, and I wouldn't want you to be uncomfortable. Like I do some Black shit, you know, and I think that it's a little insensitive to say nigga around a white person, possibly.
Nope.
See, I don't.
No.
See,
False.
Here's the thing.
I don't
I have no boundaries of who I will date, except for if you voted for Donald Trump. But I live with 3 white men, and I educate them every damn day,
As you should,
on what they can and cannot say and cannot do, and just to know, like, I say nigga around them, but I know damn well I told them you can't say it, whether it's you writing it in a rap, whether it's a song, whether it's anything. You come out your mouth, you won't be living here, because I will have you on the next plane smoking or the next subway smoking. I don't play that game. So for me, it's like, I'm going to teach. And if I'm not gonna change myself, I'm gonna be who I am. I say nigga, you gonna be nigga.
Hey nigga.
Just you can't say it to me.
You can't even type it on Google, bitch.
No, you can't even get a translation.
Yeah.
So for me, that's I'm gonna be myself regardless. So if I'm not gonna be me, I might as well not date you. And that's how my whole outlook on life right now. I swear to y'all, I sit next to Aaron for every recording. And it is like Ethel and somebody else.
Girl.
I feel like I want to fight him every single time.
I don't be doing nothing.
They been cutting up today, bitch.
All day, bitch. All fucking
He has
day.
been. I've been in his selfie, in his pictures. He takes 30 of them. Then I'm in like half of them, and I don't want my ass in half. It's just
Y'all know I take a lot of pictures.
Child.
God.
I can't.
But it's so much fun sitting next to him, so I'm not gonna be real shady.
No, that's too.
Watch it.
It's fun.
Okay.
He will call me vanilla or beige or boring later, so I'm gonna try to keep my shade level down just to make sure. And also, I don't want the Aaronettes to come after me.
Oh, right.
They
So-
waiting, because bitch, they waiting.
They
Y'all
waiting for
really
me.
give
They
that
all
too
wait.
much.
And
I
I'm
don't need my
really
mention.
like it's not
Stop
even
talking about
that.
my man, bitch. Stop
Like,
talking
let
about
me
my
tell
man.
you.
It's
Girl,
not
no.
even that deep.
Y'all, they gonna be sending hate mail to the P.O. box.
Like, let me tell you, my Twitter is a little quieter. My timeline is a quiet timeline, and I like it that
Like,
way.
right.
And I don't need the Aaronettes up in my mentions, okay?
I love that we done named them the Aaronettes, bitch.
Look, they about to start singing me with the Beehive side. Like, I don't know.
It's crazy because they don't exist. That's the part that really gets me. Y'all are really
Lies.
imaginary out
There
here.
are literally tweets
Tweets
out there.
The
bitch.
girls want you, girl. They want you. That's the thing. You
I'm
don't
surprised
see it.
the DMs
They-
aren't
girl,
full with the Aaron tweets.
girl.
Like, what's his shoot
Aaron
sign?
probably getting tweets and DMs. He ain't even saying
And he
nothing.
is out here talking about his DMs are closed.
Lies.
They are. Do not DM me nothing.
But the doggy door is open.
Not that either.
You can slide up. to the doggy door.
No. Nail shut, dog.
Look, slide a toe.
A toe.
You mean he checked the feet first. Before you
Hey, yo.
walk in the door.
Don't you? Nah,
So
dog.
It's in the feet first, then the face, then the
The DMs are
Right.
closed.
Every single body part.
And just say,
can't.
I want to worship.
Worship your body.
I'm done with y'all.
But look. With everything going on, I want to talk about rejection. I know that.
Child.
Well, I feel like I haven't been rejected too many times, but I know it happens to everyone. We fall, we into somebody that we really want to get to know, talk to, be close to, and they end up hitting you with like, yeah, I'm not that into you. And you out here looking lost in the world, looking for a home, like a homeless dog. So, what do y'all do with rejection? Do y'all take it well? y'all want to start fighting afterwards? Because I feel like that is a little toxic if you want to start fighting. But what do y'all do?
I'll say I've only been like, I remember one specific like rejection, and it was in the club, and I was just like trying to talk to, and not to say that in the club is the best place to talk to someone, but I tried, and I got like a hand up, and I was just like, oh bitch, I'll never do that again. I will never be that girl to talk to the guy that's like standing in the corner by himself, like, oh hey, what's up? It was just like, bitch, step back. I was like, oh. Bitch, what did I do? But I've also, I can say that I will own up to the shit that I do. I've also been the girl that rejects a lot, but in a nice way. Like if you lived a distance or very far, I've never done the long distance relationship. And it seems like a lot of guys want to talk to me that are long distance. Like I can't do it. Like I need my man here. Like I can't talk to you living all the way in California because you can be doing anything you want in California. And that's on my brain. And I don't have time for that. So all the people who have been trying to talk to me, they're living like California, Texas, oh, you so cute, you so this, you so that. Listen, I'm good with being your friend. Like as many pictures as you want on my Instagram page, like as many tweets as I post, but don't try to be like, oh, I want to start a relationship with you because it's not going to work. Not for me.
So wait, you can't do no computer love?
Hell to the no. I'm not a FaceTime or no.
Y'all can't be going to FaceTime dinners?
No.
And dates and nights?
No. I don't like my fantasies to just keep going. I'm going to need to know what you feel like and what you're doing when you're touching me. I can't do it. No.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Touching you.
Touch my body.
Lord.
It's so funny because the person, I want to say their name so bad because he is well known. He's from Virginia, but he actually lives in New York now.
Hey.
And
say their name.
We'll say it at the end of recording, but it's so funny because we met on, this is when BGC was out.
Oh.
And we started talking on BGC, and I'm not going to lie, this is he fine. And it's very rare that I say this about people from Virginia, but he's fine. Mm-hmm. And so, bitch, we were on, like, we spoke on BGC. He came to my mother's house in Churchland, out Portsmouth, and met him. He was into me or whatever. Bitch, he found my MySpace girl, and this is the interim of, like, me moving from Atlanta to Virginia. So all of my pictures from Atlanta was like cunt boots. Like I used to wear makeup, whoop, like the whole nine. Bitch, he was like, yo, I saw your MySpace and I'm not into feminine men.
Oh, I hate
at
that.
all. And bitch, that has been the only one person that has ever rejected me out of my life. And it really, like, bitch, that had me gagging for like weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. Like, I still kind of gag now. And that happened like so many years ago, you know? But I think that I'm so glad to be out of that part of my life where I'm like worried about if men are interested in me, whether if I'm feminine or not, you know? And then obviously now that I date men who like feminine men, you know? But yeah, girl, that had my puss gagging because I was like,
Jesus.
Especially in Atlanta, because all the boys live for the cunts in Atlanta. So
love a cunty girl.
Me coming back home, I was like, oh, bitch, I'm about to serve these girls in Virginia Beach. Nah, girl, my puss was gagging. So I was like, and bitch, if y'all, I want to say who it is so fucking bad, but that's late. But yeah, he's a handsome guy, so that's why I was just like, oh shit, yeah, I am.
Okay.
So yeah.
Rejection hurts, man. Like it never, that sting never really like lessens, you know what I'm saying? If you put yourself out there with somebody and they're like, nah, it's like, ugh. And I pout a little. But it's not like I don't keep trying. I don't, try to convince you or, whatever. I just take the rejection on the nose and be like, wow, that sucks. I wish we could. And then I go about, because it's too many people in the world to be concerned about one rejection. In rejecting people, I try to keep it polite, but rejection comes in all forms, man. Sometimes you got to be mean. Like, you have to be mean sometimes. Like, that literally sometimes is the only way you're going to get it across, because the niceness, sometimes they'll translate that into friendship, which will translate back into what they're originally going through in the first place. So you got to nip it right in the bud. And so it sucks to have to do that. But when you realize that that's the only way, then, I mean, hey.
No means no, bitch. Like, it's no shade. Like, I'm not going to get too into it, but it's just like, if I out or even online, if you hit me up, you know, I love all your pictures, show your dick, show your hole, you know, and then I don't respond.
That means,
Girl, I'm not interested, and don't message me or don't come up to me and be like, well, why weren't you interested? What did I do?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a play-by-play. Like, so what's wrong with me? I'm not attracted to you. I don't have to explain that to you, dog. I'm a grown man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not feeling it. And it goes both ways. Like, I'm not about to ask you why you wasn't feeling me. You're not feeling me? All right, well, let me put my tail between my legs and slink away and then, you know, find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take it on the nose, dog. It happens.
it's really some girls that don't really like that at all. Like, they just will keep going. And I've had that happen to me a lot. Like, girl, listen, I'm not here for you. Like, I'm good. And I'm honestly sometimes good at being friends with people. And some people don't even want to be your friend. Like, I want to be your friend. Why can't we be cool? Like, just, you know, just hang out and not have your mind set on, like, I want to get you or this is my way of, then that's why I just like, I can't do it.
One thing that I do want to point out and just bring light to is that in the gay community, it's almost as if like friendship is like a second place prize. It's just like, bitch, if I can't have a dick or the whole bitch,
I don't want to be with you.
I don't want nothing.
That's crazy.
So it's really disheartening just because I think sometimes we really like miss connecting before we like are able to elevate. If we even go to that place, you know? But yeah, like it's rejection is hard, and I think that's why a lot of people, you know, use apps and stuff, because that kind of filters or like lessens the blow of being in person. Because no shade, if somebody did, you know, sometimes the girls do carry, like, as far as rejecting. But yeah, like it's something that comes with the territory about dating and just wanting to connect with other people, you know?
So I am so happy with this show. I mean, like, we saw so much. We got heated. We talked about heartbreak and rejection.
Yeah.
I mean, Lord, that's something we all deal with. But I want to know, before we close out, before we go, before we tell y'all deuces, is there anything that's been on your mind for this week? Anything that you want to shoot down? Anything that you want to raise up? Anything?
No, I just want to say, black men, regardless, like, I love all my black men. This is a space for us to like get right, get our heads right, get our spirits right, and to love on each other and to learn from each other. And I really like seeing y'all every day. I love being in the community. I love being around other gay people. And like, I just love being one of the girls. Like, no shade.
I want to say something very similar. I have always loved my people. I love being around y'all. Y'all lift me up, man. You give me energy to get through the day. And I want to ask y'all to bear with me. You know, I am still making mistakes, and I am not the person that I was a few years ago, and I'm not going to be the same person a few years from now. So stick with me. You know, I'm making mistakes, but I'm learning. So
Yeah, baby.
Look at Deacons, Michael, and Seth out here. Just look at your deacons. Y'all are giving the word. Y'all are uplifting. Lord.
Yo.
So, I mean, like always, make sure you check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Him Podcast. And check out our site, himpodcast.com. And don't forget to comment, review, rate, share our show on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. Because, you know, we need to know. Do y'all like us? Do y'all hate us? Like,
Y'all better love us.
I mean, you really should love us, because what's not to love?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. And we appreciate all the love that we've got received thus far. And we'll be seeing you soon.
Yes.
hey, this is Aaron. Make sure to check out our Him Sex playlist on himpodcast.com or check our Twitter or Instagram for the link.